Okay, so this movie is a thing, I guess. Spoiler alert, this one's getting demonetized. It's like you just clock in work and your boss is like, hey, you're not getting paid today. All right, bet, patron. Let me get my smock on. So I'm always on the prowl when it comes to Netflix's new releases. Because Netflix always produces quality content as long as it's called Narcos. Everything else is a toss-up. So the premise of this movie sounded interesting. It's supposed to be a horror slash thriller where a camgirl gets locked out of her camgirl account only to see that a replica of her is running her account. Doesn't that sound like fairly interesting? No? Not at all? Maybe I was just horny, I don't know. But seriously, it's interesting when movies take on current trends, technology, or social media because it's either gonna be extremely relatable and well done, or corny and out of touch. And when it comes to Cam, I think it's pretty much, you know, spot on with a lot of the Hey, how are you a YouTuber when you have fucking mush mouth? I don't know. I'm surprised I made it this far. Cam is actually pretty spot on when it comes to like the technological aspect of things, right? At least I think so. I mean, sure, there's like little silly shit to pick at, but that's mostly for shits and giggles, you know? It doesn't actually take me out of the movie. The problem comes when you finish the movie and you're like, oh. So are we gonna clarify anything, or are we just... Our main character is Alice. She's a camgirl who's obsessed with climbing the camgirl rankings, so she tries to spice up her shows as much as she can, but not in the ways you might think. Instead of like just straight up cock teasing you, she'll do shit like dress up and have dinner, shower karaoke, charades, suicide. You know, the shit that gets you rock hard. Golem gonads. It's my new saying, golem gonads. It's gonna catch on, hashtag golem gonads. You know, I probably shouldn't skip over the part where she kills herself. That's kind of important. Real quick. If you don't know what camgirls do, I'll fill you in. Camgirls are like strippers who don't have to try as hard. Like, you know when a stripper wants your money, so she starts like flirting with you and lying to you essentially just to get a 20 out of you? That's kind of like what camgirls do, just in the comfort of their own home. They work off tips, usually converted into tokens on popular camgirl sites. It's like V-Bucks for creeps. So usually the way it all works is that the camgirls price out various acts on their live stream for a certain amount of tokens. For example, if you're cranking it and you wanted to smack her butt, you gotta tip her 6 tokens. Or somebody in the room has to tip her 6 tokens. Maybe you wanted to take her top off. That's 100 tokens. You have to tip that. Or wait for somebody else to do it. And also, depending on the girl, if you pay the right price, you can have a one-on-one private chat with them, which is basically where you blue ball the rest of the chat and then you just, you know, solo dolo. And there's a lot more to it all. I mean, I don't even fully understand the genre. I'm just giving you the cliff notes because that'll help carry you through this movie. So, the death scene. It's the first scene of the movie. Here we have our main character, Alice. And her chat finally tips her enough tokens so she can start her cum show. And if you don't know what a cum show is, maybe you should just proudly sit this one out. Go watch some Markiplier.
I got naked, which was cool.
So there she is, asking everybody what toy she should use. Then the horror starts. A guy tips her and says, "How much for you to use a knife?"
Okay, seriously, dude, fuck off.
Goodbye. Anyway.
What the hell?
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right, dude, does this turn you on while you jack it in your mom's basement?
Oh shit! Fucking got him. That's right, you fucking loser, cranking it in your mom's basement. The rest of you guys are cool though. Yeah, you guys are dope. You're definitely not neckbeards accumulating a puddle of ball sweat in your DX racer chairs.
Is this what you want?
Why do you have that? It's not even like a kitchen knife. It's a dagger. Where'd you get that from? The Grand Duke of Finland? So some people actually want in on the snuff film, so they tip her to do it. Some people even send memes. And well, okay guys, It was bad that you tipped her alive. This is just wasteful.
Gotcha.
I have a lot of questions about that scene. I don't think the movie has the answer, so I'm just gonna move on. The movie Cam was released in 2018, starring Madeline Brewer, who I think does a pretty solid job with the role she was given. If you're confused, this basically is Unfriended meets Face Off. No. The Ring meets Freaky Friday. No. It's like Nerve meets Us. Yeah, there you go. Nailed it. So the supporting cast is just a To Catch a Predator lineup. You got Tinkerboy, who's the creepy, somewhat feminine tall guy who is obsessed with Alice. Then you have Barnacle Boy, Bob, who's like welfare Louis C.K. with the same mutual hobbies. He's a pretty avid donor on Alice's stream. He has a lot of money. You got Jordan, who's her younger brother and fully supports her. Probably tosses her a few tokens here and there.
Holy shit.
And everybody else can wait for now. So the point, if not one of the points of this movie, is to illustrate Alice's unhealthy obsession with trying to be the top cam girl in the rankings. I'm assuming trying to paint the bigger picture of all of our obsessions with getting the most likes, the most retweets, yada yada. We're here judging cam girls, but how far off are we? Yabba dabba doo.
For your birthday. A little enthusiasm wouldn't kill you.
You're gonna be there, right, Alice?
Alice,
What?
Saturday.
Yeah, no, Jordan, I'll get it off.
Oh, we know Alice. We know. Alice runs into an old friend from high school who works at the dollar store. And you're gonna wanna remember that. So back to live streaming, Alice starts having dinner on camera. Because I don't know about you, when I go on ChatterBait, you know what gets my blood flowing? That's right, steak and potatoes and a half-naked girl. Which actually sounds pretty good in theory, but I don't think that's why I want to go to a camgirl website. But seriously, blood flowing. Like actually. Like I think I'm spotting. What the fuck am I jacking to? During her stream, Alice breaks top 50 in the rankings and she freaks out. So she pulls her confetti cannon like it's fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse. And the irony in my references is just on point right now. Side note, I researched Pee-wee Herman for half an hour just to be confident in that last statement. This is why videos take so long. Through the movie, Tinkerboy gets slowly built up into being a creep. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Fast forward to the Cam Girl Clubhouse, which is like a bunny ranch for cam girls, but since they're not prostitutes, they don't fuck customers there. They just all stream there. So it's more like the Phase House with tits. I was actually curious if a cam girl clubhouse was actually a thing, and I got my answer. It's not. And that's a verified answer from somebody in the industry, Alex Cole. And I actually asked her to watch the movie and give me her opinion on it, and she sent me a dumpster fire gif, but we'll talk more about that later. Alice, being desperate for more viewership, decides to write the almighty Vibatron 9000 on stream at the Camgirl Clubhouse. And it's this really, really intense scene where she almost passes out multiple times, but she's like,
"That's all you got?
Get up.
Oh, I actually love it."
And believe it or not, she breaks top 50 again. This is the movie, by the way. Okay, now the horror begins. You almost forgot this was a horror movie, didn't you? Alice awakes to realizing she's locked out of her account, and she checks the site to see that she's actually online, watching herself play in a pool live. Totally not there in real life. You guessed it. Okay, so this keeps happening from here on out, right? And it bothers the living hell out of me because Alice never addresses this like a normal person. And no, this isn't one of those things where like, you never know how someone could react in a scenario like this. No, she's just a fucking moron for no reason. Oh my God, who's behind this? This is so weird.
Weird. It is weird.
Alice, there's lookalikes. And then there's you. That is fucking you. Let's not point out she has your exact same setup. Let's not point out she looks and sounds like you. And let's also not point out that you have never played in a kiddie pool on stream. This is not a replay. Look at this scene.
No, I mean, here, I'll tip her.
Hey, orange? Orange.
That's so fucked.
Buy things from my wish list and they'll get sent right to me.
Weird.
You guys are very nonchalant about this all. This isn't some Twitch VOD being replayed. This is Demon Alice responding to chat. But yeah, sure. Super weird. Weird, dude. Way of the road.
It is weird, considering I did a show here last night and then this morning.
Lola, welcome to the internet. Accounts get jacked.
Yeah, after I cammed here.
What are you even saying? That she stole the password from my computer, found somebody who looks exactly like you, convinced them to buy your account all in one night?
That's exactly what she's saying. Tinkerboy shows up to Alice's mom's salon. Her mom doesn't know she does cum shows, by the way. But Tinkerboy brings her flowers and says last night was so fun because apparently Demon Alice told him she wanted him in real life. Hey, where have I mentioned Demon Alice before? Why does it sound familiar? She was scared, so she should be feeding this monster. The monster should kill her, but it doesn't, it's Alice. Oh. I guess the name Alice in horror movies is just a red flag, huh? Non-Demon Alice shows up to her little brother's birthday party and his friends are like, dude, check it out. His sister's taking donos to spread her cheeks.
Where's Jordan?
So Jordan tries to wrestle him for his phone. Should've just beat his ass, but okay. This is the better option, I guess. The phone falls and Demon Alice is like mid-nut.
I don't think I've ever come that
Happy birthday. Alice just hate watches herself now because, you know, what the fuck else are you gonna do? She starts tipping Demon Alice to spank herself harder and harder, trying to get her to hurt herself. Then Demon Alice pulls out a deagle. Why am I watching this? And she starts getting tipped for her to blast herself. The not sexy way. And she hits those. But what do you know? Fucking Hitchcock over here gets back up. Alice is distraught. So let's try the police. Because this clearly is an issue that can be solved by filing a report. You need a fucking priest. Or Wreck-It Ralph. Pick one. So the rent-a-cop starts asking her provocative questions and basically comes on to her, asking if she fucks viewers.
But so you're not going to help me?
If you don't want to see stuff like this, stay off the internet.
On one of her streams, Demon Alice announces she's gonna collab with the #1 cam girl on the platform, Baby Girl. So regular civilian Alice tries figuring out who Baby Girl is to get more info on everything. And while studying one of her streams, Baby Girl says word for word a line that Demon Alice said in a past stream. And Alice starts to worry. But still not to the point where you would think if your satanic counterpart robbed you of your career. Okay, I'm done talking about how her reaction doesn't match up to what I predicted would be. I'm just gonna sit back and continue to let her Anna Faris her way through the movie. You know who I should call for help? Barnacle Bob! Alice makes a date with this creep to find out some stuff about Baby Girl, and she does. But surprise, surprise, this sweaty bastard sees that she's streaming, thinks she's scamming him, and tries kidnapping her. But she takes a chomp of his palm and scrams. Don't bite the hand that feeds you symbolism? With the info that Alice got from the sweaty guy, she discovers that Baby Girl is actually dead. So yeah, it's a demon camgirl collab. Have you guys heard about this thing called Twitch Prime? Alice heads to her mom's and... yeah, cam girls are the new neo-Nazis. You heard of those KKK guys with squeaky clean siding? Yeah, they're alright. But this attractive girl trying to generate her own revenue stream? Not in my fucking neighborhood. Her mom says that she actually watched some of her streams and that she liked them. So in a weird turn of events, her mom actually fully supports her, but it kind of sucks because that's not her. And Alice tells her that in this stupid, cryptic way that can be easily misinterpreted in this situation. Mom, that's not me. I know, honey, I know. No, that's not me. I know, female empowerment. Mom, you're not listening. That's not me. It's a fucking demon cyborg. Just say it. Demon cyborg. Jordan refuses to talk to his sister now. Since Baby Girl's been dead a while, Alice looks up all the girls that Baby Girl has done collabs with since she's died. She investigates all of them and finds out that they all have a mutual top friend, Tinkerboy. So she goes to his hotel room pretending to seek help, and later that night, she walks in on him absolutely smacking it to Demon Alice. The taser comes out and we finally get our reveal. But it's not what you want to hear. Demon Alice isn't it. Tinker just says that it's a thing on campsites that takes what you have online and imitates you.
What is it?
I don't know. I think it takes anything I can find of you online.
What does?
I told you, I don't know. But it's on all the campsites.
You knew this was gonna happen to me.
I can usually tell if when a girl's gonna be copying.
How?
I've watched enough to guess who it'll choose. But I don't know what it is or how it works.
Alice goes to confront Demon Alice in Tinker's private chat, and Demon Alice doesn't recognize not Demon Alice. These names are so fucking stupid. Let's give them separate names. The girl streaming right now, Demon Alice, we're gonna call her Lola. And not Demon Alice, we're just gonna call her Alice. Otherwise, his next scene is gonna be a shitstorm. So Alice devises her master plan and heads home. She tips Lola for a private chat, but tells her to broadcast it publicly, so everyone can see that there's two of them, because this thing doesn't know that they're the same. And Alice challenges her to a game of monkey see, monkey do. I know, thrilling. In the game, Alice asks the chat to vote for who wins each round. Try and keep up, shit's wild. Alice starts doing simple gestures and Lola wins. Because she's way fucking hotter, come on. Alice then gets her to repeat that she stole her face, and she proceeds to slam her face into the desk, and she comes up all bloody. Lola does the same, but her face is a-okay because remember, Demon Alice runs off whatever's been online. And up till that point, Alice had never had a busted face, so it takes her a second to replicate what she sees. There was also bets for every round won. For example, Alice had to strip after she lost a round. So since Lola lost the Owen Wilson round, Alice says she wants her password, and Lola gives it to her. So Alice signs in and deletes the account. And the movie ends with the mom cleaning up her face and Alice signing up for a new account and restarting her cam girl career. And that's Cam. There you go. I usually end up reviewing bad movies, and whenever I review them, it turns out they don't make fucking sense half the time, right? So after watching the movie, I head on over to the IMDb page and fucking hell. This movie has great reviews from critics. And all the reviews aren't really on the same page in terms of the praise, but I do see a lot of praise for the message. The struggles of online sex workers. The comparison between wanting tips, attention, moving up in rankings, and social media in general. Because if you paid attention, the sex worker is looked down upon the entire movie. I wondered for the longest time why this idiot was in the movie, and I realized, oh, it's because she has a shitty job, has done nothing with her life, and even she laughed at Alice because she was a cam girl. Jordan was cool with her until it became publicly known that she was a cam girl. The cop treated her different, didn't take her serious, shot his shot, and had the balls to say that that was a compliment. Family turned on her, friends turned on her, and people made her out to be scum. But at the end of the day, we're not so different. What the hell? Listen, I get it, guys. I'm all for the cause. I've made my jokes, but yeah, I'm a supporter to change the stigma. But don't try and twist my support for the cause into support for this movie. Two glaring issues for me in this movie. Alice's lack of fucking common sense with everything surrounding her dilemma, and the fact that we still don't really know what the hell this is by the end of the movie. We learned some vague stuff. It's an it does it to other cam girls. It uses all your online footage to create it, but why? What's the purpose? Why her? Is it man-made, paranormal, a virus? I don't need a Wikipedia page of the damn thing, but I feel like you kind of cheese it when you just say, yeah, it's a thing. Moving on. Let's just read some of the positive reviews because I'm clearly missing the bigger picture. The first one I'm looking at has the balls to throw this in the mix. Sure, when you sit back from Cam and consider its action and message, you might have a few questions, but this is the kind of clever jolt to the system we want from horror thrillers. Sure, when you sit back, turn your brain on and wonder, what was that thing that the movie was talking about the whole time? What was that? There might be a few questions there that need answers, but hey, I'll tell you what, that was definitely an unexpected commentary on today's society burrowing its way through an intense story. 5 stars! Brian wraps up this review pretty much on par with why I don't like it. But for him, it's why he's recommending it. He makes some fair criticisms and tops that off with, but the narrative questions are displaced by more interesting thematic ones. What if your online persona was completely distinct from you? And then what if it was more popular than you? Cam is a fascinating conversation starter driven by a great performance. Turn it on. A conversation starter cannot carry a movie. You know what movie's a hell of a conversation starter? The Purge. But that movie is cheeks compared to its premise. And Cam is literally cheeks compared to its premise. Turn it on. I just read 3 more reviews and I'm so angry. I don't even want to go over them. I did find something rather interesting. It's a user review of someone who really enjoyed the movie, and they provide a counter-argument to people complaining about loose ends. Some reviewers are complaining about the loose ends and about the fact that the ending remains unexplained. What is there to explain? Arnold discovered the pattern. Most chat companies use an algorithm that analyzes the girl's behavior and creates a virtual girl. Why? Because of the productivity and the income. A virtual girl could be online 24/7 and demands no share of profit. It's happened before with Baby Girl, but she couldn't fight back since she was dead. I think she wasn't randomly chosen, but due to reasons that include the recent increasing popularity of her persona, but also the fact that she worked freelance. Now that right there is an interesting theory. And I say theory because that's horseshit if you think that's what the movie told us. You can watch it your damn self. Tinker says he doesn't know what it is or how it works. He says it's an it. He never says it has anything to do with the camgirl sites or it's a product of the camgirl sites, nothing. Now, if this was the actual ending, would I be as upset? No. But it's not the ending. The movie is forcing us to fill in the blank, and that's not to its credit. That is attributed to its downfall. If that's your theory, that's cool and it makes sense. But that's not what the fucking movie told us. And if it's our job to pull that ending out of our asshole, I don't like the movie. As I mentioned before, I asked Alex Cole, a real sex worker in this industry, what her opinion was on the movie. And I'd like to show you some of the highlights from her response. Oh my god, that movie sucked on so many levels. It's completely unrealistic and shows no understanding of cam or horror. Cam viewers got a horrid portrayal. They're trolls, but most guys are super nice and understand that it's just entertainment. The girl in the movie is an idiot because she didn't actually solve anything by getting her account deleted and making a new one. Because in the movie, the top girls are all dead or hacked, so she would just get hacked again if she fought her way to the top, and she would never make it to the top while the hackers were still in play. It makes cam girls look petty, lazy, and fucked up, and it makes the viewers look worse. And obviously, Alex does not speak for everybody. It's merely the opinion of one woman who understands this world much more than I do. I guess I just find it funny when reviewers gather in applause for the message in favor of sex workers, yet from what I've seen, sex workers don't like the movie. It's almost like they weren't swayed just because they were pandered to. Maybe the message isn't good. Maybe the portrayal of sex workers is offensive. Maybe everyone from the outside looking in thinks this is empowering sex workers. Now, I will add that the movie was actually written by an ex-cam girl, which does add credibility, but does not dismiss the possibility that the process from script to cinema could have been distorted. I don't know. If you got something out of this movie, dope. If you think there's a good message and now you're gonna change your life for the better, fucking awesome. I think it's an interesting concept. I think the main actor did a good job.
Hey! Hey, security! Watch out! Help! I need help! Get back! Calm down!
Code gray, level 1.
Security!
I mentioned Bird Box because it's probably better to watch Cam this way anyways. If you like this movie review, please leave a like. It is the easiest way to support me. Subscribe because I have more content coming your way. Ring the notification bell because YouTube, you know, YouTube. If you haven't noticed by now, I don't have traditional movie reviews. I just like picking at them. I know shit and ass about film, so don't come here expecting knowledge. But if you did enjoy this movie review, don't forget to check out my others. Shout out to my patrons for supporting the boy. Shout out to the channel members for supporting the boy. As always, I am Mr. Gigi, and I am out.
Also, shout out to Samuel James Vasquez for retweeting my last tweet. Hey. Next level.
If you guys hear this in the playback of the recording, I'm gonna start a shitstorm with my landlord. Fucking audacity, these guys. Don't believe it. Wasn't that? I feel like that was in the contract. Look, it says right here. Will not do loud shit when you are recording. Right here. Plain as day.
Next level.